Yo, what's good guys? It's Theslykrow. How y'all feeling? And man, it's been a minute. Your boy is back from the shadows. And I just wanted to give a personal update, a little bit of a channel update. So first of all, I would like to personally thank all the subscribers on the channel. And I know most of y'all have subscribed from the podcast, and I will give an update on that much later on in the video. But for now, man, I just wanted to get into a bit of some personal things that have been ongoing. And this job I was doing, it was super hectic. There are some jobs out there that absolutely don't give two shits about you, and it's not worth the time and effort. It's not worth the energy with some of these companies. But thankfully, I did get approved for the part-time position. The job I was doing, it was mad hectic with the long ass schedules, and this shit felt like borderline slavery at times working for this job. Now I guess I get a sense of how Delhi might feel when he's working as a developer and crunching those hours as well. So yeah, man, just wanted to give a personal update on that. And I also wanted to dive into a bit of games I'm working on at the moment, as well as my backlog. So let's get right to it. So I wanted to start with the game Tunic. And Tunic, in my opinion, is one of those generational type indie games. And the fact that this was made by a sole developer over 4 years is just mind-blowing to me. And the reason why I say that this is a generational type indie game is that you don't get these too often. But at first glance, it's easy to downplay this type of game, and it's the same with Death's Door in the fact that it's easy to downplay if you look at the it's a top-down looking game. But the other aspect to it is, who wants to play as a goofy little fox strutting along, fiddling the sword like it's some kind of toy? Now I gotta admit, like, some of the animations, they do look suspect, they do look a little bit shady, but listen, man, this is definitely a dope game. When you talk about the combat, that was a little bit inspired by Zelda meets Dark Souls type of combat. When you talk about the absolute sheer quality of the level designs, the fact that there's hidden corners in each and every map, there's hidden pathways, there's secrets hidden all over some maps, that right there just goes to show that the level of detail that this man went to when designing this game is just absolute genius, masterclass level of thinking. And so it's just mind-blowing to me that many people went through this game without any manual or guide at all. And in the meanwhile, I'm sitting here thinking like, bro, like, where do I go next? Do I revisit this area? Do I make a turn somewhere else with a new item? Like, it's just really confusing for me at times. But again, it's clear that he took inspiration from the older Zelda games, in the fact that it was open-ended and there's many secrets in the older Zelda games as well. And it was pretty cool that he got that down pat with this game. So yeah, I just wanted to give my personal thoughts on the game so far. And right now, I just beat the Siege Engine boss on my way to the 3rd gem. And maybe that's near the end of the game, I'm not too sure on that, but we'll see. Alright, so I wanted to get into my backlog a little bit, and let's start with Scarlet Nexus. Now Scarlet Nexus is another game by Bandai Namco, and it's clear that they had an anime focus much the same as the Tales franchise. But this one, it don't hit the same weight as the Tales of Arise. It's an alright game, the combat is pretty decent, the characters are pretty good, but as a whole, it's not the same quality as Tales of Arise. Now I will say that the soundtrack is pretty cool, it's a pretty chill soundtrack, and when you get into those dope boss battles, the OST definitely picks up. And like I said before, the combat is definitely fire, and it makes this one worth playing for. And Yurito is a pretty cool character. The side party member abilities are pretty cool as well. And you got a pretty nice skill tree, and the overall combat, how it works is pretty smooth overall. I really like the perfect dodge mechanic, and the telekinesis moves are pretty dope as well. And so another game in my backlog is Devil May Cry 5, and yo, Capcom definitely nailed this one out of the park, same like with the Resident Evil 2 remake. And the RE engine, it definitely hits here, and even by today's standards, the visual department is very impressive. And Neo is such a dope character. The animations are just absolutely on point. I like his design and his overall movement. They did such a good job with the animation department, and the overall combat system in this game is just straight heat. So I wanted to give an update on the future of Nestalk, and when I first created the podcast, I was very inspired by, and a shout out to Press Start Kofi. I was inspired by Press Start podcast, and man, the way those guys hold it down over there, they always put on a fire show each and every week. But it's pretty sad to hear that their show is suddenly ending, which is really disappointing. Now I wanted to get into Nestalk here, and so we are planning on bringing back Nestalk sometime in May, and it would be pretty cool to chop it up with Agent Deli and Bam Bam V3. And once again, man, I'm just beyond blessed that I got to meet Agent Deli. He's such a dope guy in general, with such an amazing history of gaming. Plus, on top of that, the fact that he's an ex-developer at Ubisoft was just a cherry on top. And he's such an amazing co-host, and I'm glad that he stuck around on my show. And also shout out to Bam Bam V3, such a dope guy, and it was pretty cool that I got to meet him on Twitter. And man, this man's a real one, and I appreciate you. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this channel update video. I didn't expect it to be this long, but hope you guys stuck around. And this is your boy Theslykrow. Hope y'all have a good one. Catch y'all later. Peace.